he was given due to the fact that no reports were made in regards to his sentencing date. After the sentencing date of Kevin and Twin H though, Detective Constable Jim Emery said these men played an integral part in inciting violence and raising tensions between numerous gangs operating in East London. Our investigation revealed the defendants featuring in a number of threatening music videos and were clearly in possession of large amounts of weapons and ammunition. Tackling this type of gang violence in Beckton has been a priority for our team over the past year, and the community will certainly be a safer place for these dangerous individuals behind bars. Today's sentencing acts as a stark reminder to those involved in this type of criminality and highlights our commitment to tackling gang culture and its associated violence in London, which would then move us on to Twin S. At some point in November of 2018, a man who hasn't been named in reports was handed £10,000 of what the court would go on to describe as illicit money by three men, that being Bruno Ray Cabral Pinto Piera, Kevin Mablek Tunga, and Twin S. The money was given to the victim on the basis that he agreed he was going to flip the money either by reinvesting it, or he agreed to turn it into legit money by laundering it. By the time that Christmas 2018 came around though, it was reported that whatever the victim did to the money, it was gone by now. After giving multiple excuses and making seemingly empty promises of being able to return the money, Kevin, Bruno and Twin S were tired of waiting for their money or the profits to be returned. They was tired of hearing the excuses, and so they had put a plan together that they would go on to kidnap this victim and beat him up until he found a way of getting their money back. On the 4th of March 2019, Kevin and Twin S decided to put this plan into action and went to go and meet the victim at Pearson's Green Bar in Canary Wharf, and it was here the pair persuaded the victim to get into a car driven by a man known as Olufemi Bayoe. Once he got into the car, this is where the punishment would start, because of course he hadn't had any money over yet. Twin S and Kevin would start to beat the victim up, taking turns, continually beating him up, and would even go on to whip him with a belt. According to the victim, he said that allegedly the three forced him to make phone calls to his church pastors, family and friends, begging for money to pay his debts. After trying to get people to pay off the debts and that seemingly not working, the trio then received a text from Bruno who had told them to bring the victim to a location into his house. He asked another quote for the gang to come as well. It was said that the extra numbers were brought in to form a force to further terrify and beat the victim so he would pay the money he owed. Before reaching the location near Bruno's house though, it was suggested by one of the men that the victim should be taken to a quote-unquote private space, which was a flat located in Brixton, which belonged to a person by the name of Kellyanne Quinn. Normally I'd give an account of the arrests which were made, but for the sake of the video, seeing as we're doing it at the beginning of the video, I'm going to take you through what happened as the court heard. Prosecutor Linda Sterwick would go on to tell the court that by this point, the victim's face had begun to swell and was blooded, so it must have been obvious to Kellyanne Quinn that he was not being brought to a flat voluntarily. She went on to say that the victim was immediately taken to the bathroom where he was tortured. Each man took turns to punch and hit him. They forced him to strip and lie in a bath where they scalded his skin with boiling water in a kettle into which acid had been added, and it was heard that burns had covered 4% of the victim's body. The burns were said to be chemical, and they came from a strong mixture of hot water and available household chemicals such as strong alkalines to strong acids such as paint stripper. Some of the victim's hair had also been singed off as a result of the burns. It was heard that the victim screamed and begged for them to stop, and their response was to put a towel into his mouth with quiet screams. It was heard that the victim was forced onto his hands and knees, and it was here Kevin had used a broom handle to insert it into his anus. The victim would go on to say that he thought he was going to die, he was that terrified. And it was also heard that acid had been aimed at the victim's crotch, but he covered it with his hands in an attempt to protect himself. Describing a photo of the victim to the jurors, the prosecution would go on to say covering his genitals with his hand, and that injury matches the injury to his thigh. In other words, he's covering them from the acid solution. After several hours of being tortured, it would only come to an end when Kellyanne would go on to warn the gang that the victim's loud screams would concern her neighbours, and so he was released in the early hours of the morning on the condition that he needed to find the money by midday, and in no circumstances was he to approach the police about what had taken place. But as soon as he spotted a nearby police car on Kings Avenue,